Hey guys, it's Eric.
It's Tim.
I'm John.
We are D&D miniature board games.
And you're laughing.
So John got hit by a fireball while we were playing this game. So please excuse the gritting of his teeth while he's talking.
His figure went down, his body did in real life.
Yep. Knocked me out my chair.
Tim. Hey, so for those of you who've never watched, we grade on 5 categories: graphics and artwork, rulebook, components, replayability, and fun. Overall scores, we go 1 through 5, 3 being average, 1 being horrible, smelly pile of cow dung, David, and 5 being outstanding. Tim, graphics and artwork?
I think it's about average. I think for this style of game, for what it is after we played, I think the graphics and artwork are on point. They're exactly where they need to be. Could be better. I think that the artwork on the board could be a little bit more defined. You know, personal opinion, of course. But I think overall, it's right where it needs to be for this style of game.
My back hurts and I can barely talk.
Oh, I'll go. So, I gave this a 4 for graphics and artwork. The reason why I felt that they were trying to keep some of the retro feel to it, so I was looking at it through that lens. You know, knowing that some of us grew up playing this here and there, I felt they did a good job on that aspect. But they kept to a base theme, not too colorful cards, so they could have done a little better job on the cards to make it a higher rating in my book.
I'm about the board, you're about the card. Let's see if Eric's about.
You know, I think it's interesting, before I give my score, Tim went on the basic and, like he said just now, he kind of drilled it with the board. But John hit a note that I didn't even think of, which was the retro aspect. And I didn't really think about that when I was doing mine. Because I gave it a 3 just because I just thought it was basic. It worked for what it needed for the game. I didn't think there was anything really spectacular. But John's right. It did really work toward the old retro feel of what we would have felt when we played games back in the 80s. Because, well, 2 of us are 80s kids.
80s kid.
A very young 80s kid.
80s count.
Pacifier are us. But,
That's right.
God,
but,
how much younger are you?
I got to play first. That's all that matters.
But graphics artwork, I gave it 3. I'm going to roll in a rulebook. I gave rulebook a 4. The rulebook was, except for how you scored the game, was all of 2 pages. There was an extra page for setup, but reality, this rulebook was like 2, maybe 3 pages long. I actually read this rulebook to everyone else just before we started playing, and our initial game, we got a few things wrong, and then when we did the playthrough, everything seemed to flow. I'm sure that we messed something up, and someone will tell us, but that's fine. You know, I still gave it a 4. Tim?
I don't read most of the rule books. I will look at them. Yeah, I know it's just shocker, right?
Georgia education, John.
Oh, well, you're doing well.
He looks for pretty pictures.
You're doing well. Hey, as long as you can see their pictures, great job.
This one I didn't look at all. I gauged this off of, first off, Eric's reading, which was 4th grade level at best. And then the fact that while we were playing the game, we didn't have to refer back every 3 seconds to try and figure something out. Now, when he did look at the rule book trying to find a way for him to win, which he did, he found it very quickly. You know, he either told us about it, you'll see it in the playthrough, or he was quiet about it because he didn't get the answer he wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I appreciated that part.
But I
was quiet.
gave it an overall 4 because Eric read it from top to bottom. What was the point in having to look at it when he read it to us while we were playing?
And it made sense.
Right, and it flowed. It went right from beginning to end in the game. Liked it.
Right. And I went right on that. The main thing being, this is the rule book.
Looks like a
rule book like that, I have to give it a 5.
Scary. Perfect score.
Yeah, we'll go right into components after that.
On the rule book.
Tim, you want to start off with components since he's still smiling with the 5 because I think he threw his back out even more now.
Maybe.
I gave it a 4, man. It's got marbles. I mean, come on, man.
Where can you go wrong with marbles?
You get to throw balls at people. Who doesn't like throwing balls at people?
And it knocked John down a lot.
Well, we just couldn't get a freaking fix on you. So I gave it a 4.
Come to think of it, I didn't get knocked down one time. Either game.
Nope, neither one.
John?
John?
Oh, sorry, I'm still didn't get knocked down. Mr. Iron Boots. Woo! I also gave the components a 4. Looking at everything seems to be on the level that it needed to be able to play, and it's going to last. Being that the plastic didn't feel like figures were going to bend without you trying to do something. Moving everything around, you had the star system in moving the trees. I'm looking over at it. That he told us about the star system, which is only the bottom part, so you can either leave it there or turn. So on that, based it a 4. I thought they did overall. The quality of it will suffice.
I got to roll with it, man. I gave 4 components a 4 as well. Now, one of the aspects that I gave it to is I really liked the fact that with the boards and with their processing, that every board was a little bit different. So if I put this board next to someone else's board, marbles will roll a different way. Things will go a different way because of the little imperfections in the production. That's what makes this game kind of more interesting, is you're never really sure from one game board to the next. Whereas if you maybe had 3 people that had this game, after you play it for a while, you could interchange different pieces, and it would really make it very interesting. I thought also the cards had very nice stock. Now, where it got me with the perfect 5, and maybe I'm just being a little nitpicky, I just thought that the actual figures, I don't know. I was disappointed a little with the figures. I know that's a nitpicky, but that's where my perfect came from.
Very nitpicky.
Very nitpicky. I understand. But replayability, John.
All right, replayability. I gave it a 4. One of the things that we were just talking about was how every board is different, but along with that, every time you play, every drop of the marble, it goes different. If you watch the playthrough, you'll see a few times where we had some same tracks, but what you won't see on there is we were dropping at different times afterwards just to see, and it was shooting all over. You figure with the turns that you can put into it, you're going to be able to play it with different strategies and just have some fun. The strategy of beat Eric. That's the strategy that I stick with, and that's why I will definitely play it again and do a better job of knocking him down this time.
Gotta catch him.
It's like Pokemon. Your turn, Tim.
Wow. Thanks for just bringing that in there. Replayability.
Replayability, Tim.
Yeah.
I gave it a 3. I think it's for the game that it is. It's average. It's right where it needs to be. It's gonna be something you want to replay. It's definitely replayable. This is definitely one of those games that I would consider to be a go-to kind of game. Rainy day situation. But is it the one that I would play, weekly? No. I think it for the style of game it is, and I guess you can call it a retro game. I didn't know that they had this out in the '80s because I was, listening to metal and not playing video games, and
Had hair.
I had GI Joes. That was my thing.
We brought this up several times as being a retro, and it actually was a game back in the day. One thing that a lot of people may not know is that, and I didn't know this, and I backed it. When I was looking at the box, they actually give the dimensions of the original game. The original game actually didn't sit this high. It was actually even lower.
Mm-hmm.
So there were improvements done on the original game. It still is basically the original, but there were improvements on the size of it. And a few other things.
Because size matters.
Replayability, I gave a 4. Reason I gave it 4 was some of the same reasons with the components, that the imperfections in the board, you're never really sure where things are going to go. Voltaire you can move, the trees you can move, which can change the direction of the marbles. One marble can come down, knock a bridge, which knocks 2 other marbles. You're never really sure what's going to happen, who's going to get knocked where, what kind of cards you're going to get in what order, who has what on treasure, who's going to get the snapshots and in what order. If you actually put up the 5th player, which we could because I have the 5th player expansion, that adds more cards to the souvenirs. The expansions themselves add a great many things. There's a pirate ship expansion, there's the Tiger and the Bees expansion, there's the 5th player with the Boulder expansion. It adds a lot of replayability to this game. I put that replayability as a 4.
Tigers and bees.
Oh my.
That just...
that was bears.
Replayability, so we're on overall fun?
That sounds horrible.
We are.
Tim, take fun.
Take fun with what?
Take fun with you.
I gave fun a 5. I thought this game was freaking hilarious. It is... you want to knock everybody down. Semi-cooperative, my freaking rear end.
I actually kind of fibbed that. It wasn't semi-cooperative.
I was
just messing with you on that.
I was going to say...
Burn each other.
I told these guys it was
Burn 'em
semi-cooperative.
down.
The only one that believed it after like the first turn.
This guy. Why is he throwing fireballs?
Right, I was
at
like,
me?
why are we doing this?
Stop.
We all want to go back to the helicopter, right?
Yes.
No, we want.
Alive.
Yeah, we all want to get back to the helicopter,
Little
but
Jenny.
we want the treasure. We don't want you having it.
So I gave it a 5. I thought this game was freaking hilarious, fun to watch, fun to play. If you check it out, I'm pretty sure you'll think that same way.
John?
John?
I gave it a 5 as well, because it was fun. We had a blast and got to burn people. What? This much? Well, that's about how much fun. There we go. This much fun. He probably was just Mr. Fun Bags over there. It was fun. It was a fun game. It was very fun, but I don't know what your rating is, so why don't I let you go ahead?
I gave fun a 3. It was fun. It was average fun. As Tim had said earlier, when he was talking about replayability, it's something that you pull maybe out on a rainy Saturday afternoon and just play. It's just was average fun for me.
It's understandable. I mean...
You conquered the
we
island.
got the opposite, almost the opposite feels of replayability and fun.
Mm-hmm.
My reasoning for low replayability is your reason for fun.
No, I'm not saying that it was bad.
Both
it was
of
just
us-
average.
The sad thing is that both of us were on the same wavelength.
I had a good time playing it.
Scary.
I had a good time playing it, but did I find it just where I was standing on the table cheering for marbles rolled down and hit people? Shut up, I was. Okay, but I still gave it a 3.
He was trying to think ahead. Trying to figure out the head. so you can figure out where to flick and where to drop, and
Where not to be?
yeah, definitely where not to be,
Yeah.
because he definitely was not in the
I
right
was
place.
strategizing.
He was.
Ah, suck at strategy.
Hey, but overall score, Fireball Island, The Curse of Vul-Kar. Vul-Kar?
Vul-Kar.
Vul-Kar. We've been having a heck of a time with that all night.
It's just Vul-Kar. He's the only one that's been having a problem with it. Careful. You want me to lean back?
He can't move anyways.
No.
Hey, overall score, guys, 3.9, Fireball Island. Just almost a 4. That close. I think it was 3.9333.
Right there.
Who puts this out? Restoration.
Restoration Games.
Restoration games. Good job.
Yeah, good job, guys. Good
Keep
job.
them coming.
We enjoyed it. I see this. I see this getting played.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those games that, like you said, rainy day that you pull out, or I mean,
Something you want quick.
It only. I was gonna say the game takes 30 minutes, 40, depending on what goes on.
Yeah, depending on.
Yeah, I mean,
How
I
many
could see where
Cataclysms
it could drag, but really, I mean, the game is set that it can move quick. You have some fun, and then you get it going. It can be that game that when you invite some new people over to your game group, you'd be like, you know what, let's go ahead and play this to get to know people, bring them in, and then go into whatever
And that
it is
being
you're
said,
going to go.
it's also one that you could pack up real easily and take to different places and set it up and play.
You know, I see that there was a lot of Cataclysm cards in there, which ends the game fast. It's designed not to be long.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Because think about it, I was on my way to the helipad when we got that last
Right.
Cataclysm.
Still rubbing it in.
Yeah. But, I mean, then on top of things, 2-page rules.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, that's what
This isn't a highly complicated game.
No, this is meant to throw out, play, have fun, put back in the box so you can pull it out some other day and play it and have fun. Boy, that really sounded bad.
Just keep playing.
It's about repetition.
Over and over.
Over and over.
Over and out.
3.9, guys. 3.9.
Fireball Island.
John?
The Curse of Vul-Kar. I knew it. I was going for dramatic effect.
My bad.
Hey, as always, guys, support your local gaming. We support
Discover Games.
Fayetteville, Georgia.
where you can actually purchase this game if you'd like to, because they do have copies. As always, guys, game on.
Game on, folks.
Game on.
Had to copy me, didn't you, John?
No, I didn't. Mine went farther.
Quantas veces dije este amor es solo ilusión, pero al fin y al cabo yo caí con este papelón. Me envolviste con palabras que ya no